Alright guys, here is your video on the Soundcraft SI expression. This is our new digital console that we just brought in for you guys to run sound on. And so it is very simple to use. Please do not get super freaked out. It is actually the easiest console I've ever run outside of the analog world. So here we go. Here's just a brief overview of what all this console looks like and does. First of all, we have 30 faders here at the bottom, plus the two left and right and mono, just like on the other console. And so from left to right, we have all of the kick drum stuff into bass and all of that. And you can see there's no names, but I've got this tape stripped on here, so just like the other console, we can label it. So we've got our faders. We've also got our solo button. And our solo button is going to allow us to listen out of the headphones, just like the PFL button on the last console. And we've got our select button. That will select this channel and get it highlighted for us to adjust stuff. And then instead of a mute group, we've got an on button instead of mute. So we have to turn the channel on instead of muting it. So then right above that, this is where our signal is coming into. So we can see we can get signal and then it goes up to 0 decibels. In this console, we don't want to hit the 0 decibels. That's actually like the red light on the analog console. So we want to keep it actually closer to the -12 with some flashing up in there. And this top row, this little knob right here, is actually an encoder that allows us to increase gain. And so on this channel, I can go down here to the end of the board and highlight this gain button, and when I push it, it allows me to change the gain on any channel just straight up. So this is the same as the highest knob on the analog console, just a simple gain feature. And so what we've got from there is you've got a very excuse me, a very easy way to adjust your gain, get your channel turned on, and adjust faders. So then when we've got our gain set, just like the other console, we'll come down here and we'll hit this select button, and that literally changes everything to adjust the associated channel. And so when I change the select, you can see all of these lights on the associated top parameters area changes. And so what this does is this allows us to turn on the high pass filter, so that we can, that was the second knob that we had on the other console, so we can take out any low frequencies. It allows us to turn on a noise gate with that channel, or a compressor, and turn on the EQ and adjust it. And so what we're looking at is to adjust any channel that we've got, we hit the select button, and we go up here, and the EQ is turned on, and it's adjusted right here, just like on the last console. So here's your high frequency, your high mids, your low mids, and your low frequencies. And here's those frequencies associated with it, which would be the other knobs on the console that we used to use. So we've got that section. We've also got this compressor section. So for each channel, I can turn on a compressor, and we can get that dialed in to give you a little more control. And then the noise gate for stuff like toms and those sorts of things, the bass. That'll turn it off when it gets below a certain volume level, so that we don't have bleed or hums just sitting there affecting us. And so that's really all that is. It's very, very simple to use. And so most of the time we'll spend our time down here on these faders, writing those. And to go along with those, we only have 30 faders, but we have 64 complete channels of inputs. And so on the right-hand side, we have this B button that will allow us to change to the next bank of faders, and it moves them all straight into position where we have them and brings up the next set of faders. And you can see there's also a C and a D in case we want to control more than that. But you'll also see that there are some lights that come on, and I'll show you that in an additional video. That's a little more advanced. So, but for basic use, that is how it goes. There's your second bank, and there's your first bank. And the cool part about this is, if you ever get to where you don't know what a channel is, we should have it written in right here. But you can also hold this select button, and up on the little touch screen, it'll actually say, once we've labeled it, it will say exactly what that channel is. And so this channel that I push down right here is actually Guitar 1 Acoustic, and the screen is just so bright you can't see it. So that is a very cool, easy way to get that done. And just a really, really simple board for you guys to jump in on. And then the last thing is this blue section above the high-pass filter right here, which is this knob. We have the gain, which correlates directly with that gain down here. But also we have our phantom power, and we have an input meter so that we can see, fine-tune that input gain. And also we have that phase button, the same buttons we had at the top of the other console. It's literally identical, just different control layouts, and super easy to use. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.